told you all we were in the season of the Simp. And with us being in the season of the Simp, we were going to see some incidents where these beta males would be participating in horrific acts of violence taken straight out of a horror movie. And this resurrection weekend, we saw one of these beta males participate in such an act of violence where he decided to take an axe and use it to hack his baby mama to death and use it to attempt to murder her friend, all while their 3-year-old son was watching this carnage transpire. Now, this 34-year-old Jerry Brown calls himself the Grim Creeper on the streets. And he also calls himself Mr. 187. And this Jerry Brown is alleged to have lived up to both of those names this resurrection weekend by taking an axe and using it to hack his baby mama to death and use it to attempt to murder her friend, all while this 3-year-old boy was watching. And this act of violence was something taken straight out of a horror movie and played in real life. And this proves that we are in the season of the Simp and proves that something I talked about in my book, The Man Crisis, as related to these beta males. Because when it comes down to these beta males are ticking time bombs. And they are ticking time bombs because when it comes down to this beta male, he has been raised by a single mother, and he has been raised with female life skills, and those female life skills make him emotional, and those female life skills make him act impulsively. And one of the most dangerous things about a beta male is that he has the emotions of a female and the physical strength of a male. And because he is emotional like a female, that makes him a ticking time bomb that can possibly explode anywhere for any reason. And what's really terrifying about this ticking time bomb is you never know when it's going to go off or what damage it will do to people in the vicinity when he goes off. And this Jerry Brown has been a very dangerous time bomb because he has gone off in 13 different incidents because this man has had 13 prior arrests for things including assaults, robberies, burglaries, and strangulations, showing that he has participated in a spectrum of violent behaviors and, even worse, has proven the capability for murdering someone. So this man was a ticking time bomb who has not only gone off in the past, but has shown that he is capable of doing serious harm to others. So this man was a very dangerous beta male because he has proven that he has shown to participate in a spectrum of violent behaviors, and he participated in the ultimate act of violence where he took this axe and used it to literally hack away at his girlfriend to the point where he nearly decapitated this pregnant woman and took that same axe and buried it in the head of her friend, all while that 3-year-old boy was watching. This behavior shows that this beta male is extremely dangerous, and his behavior is absolutely terrifying for anyone to participate in. Now, they've taken this Jerry Brown and put him in a psychiatric lockup, but the truth is this man is not psychotic because when it comes down to this beta male is not a psychopath. When it comes down to this beta male, the problem with the beta male has to do with the way we raise these beta males. And this is something most people aren't going to connect the dots on because they're going to take a look at your Grim Creeper, at your Mr. 187 Jerry Brown, and they're going to see this incident as an isolated incident. And it is not an isolated incident. It is just another one of the incidents that are taking place in this country, and they fit right within the pattern and profile that I detail in my book, The Man Crisis. Because in The Man Crisis, I detail the pattern that these beta males participate in as related to their behavior, and that pattern starts out at an early age with the way we raise boys here in America. Because the way we are raising boys here in America, by raising them in these female-headed households, this is where they are learning these feminine life skills, these feminine survival skills, and when they go out into the world of men, they wind up frustrated and angry, and that leads to many of these males simmering and boiling in anger, and then all it takes is for one person to provoke them the wrong way, and they will explode in a rage where they will go out here and participate in a spectrum of violent behaviors. And your Jerry Brown fits right within the pattern and profile I have discussed in numerous videos and my book, The Man Crisis. And this man's violent behavior is just another textbook example of the spectrum of violent behaviors beta males participate in. However, the mainstream media, what they will do is say that this is an isolated incident and that this man's savage and depraved behavior is only isolated to this one act of violence, instead of connecting the dots to show how all of these men who participate in these horrific acts of violence are connected to the trend of the single mother household, which was socially engineered over 50 years ago by feminists who wanted to create this kinder, gentler, softer male. Unfortunately, what has happened is these kinder, gentler, softer males that we have socially engineered over the last 3 generations have proven that they cannot survive in the world. And as these defective males wind up short-circuiting and malfunctioning all across the country, they have all started to fall, as their lives fall apart, participate in more and more horrific acts of violence. And with us having a bumper crop of these beta males out here right now, this is why I say we are just in the start of the season of the simp. Because with all of these males out here and them having no father, having no men to teach male life skills, having no men to teach them male survival skills, we are going to see a summer and a fall where we're going to see more and more of these horrific acts of violence, because these men have no man training, no male life skills, and because they have nobody to teach them how to be men, they are going out here and trying to destroy the world around them. And this grim creeper, he wanted to destroy the life of the woman who he felt was trying to emasculate him as a man. So he probably had an argument with this baby mama where he was not winning that argument with that baby mama. So the only way he knew how to problem solve was to just go out here and act on his feelings impulsively. So he took that axe and murdered that woman, allegedly. And that's probably the reason for his motivation, because when it comes down to a lot of females, they will try to verbally abuse these men, and there's 2 of them in the room, probably attacking him, and they emasculated him. So his way of getting back at her was to murder her, and that's what these beta males do, because when these beta males are in their feelings and they act on impulse, all they want to do is destroy the person who has hurt them. And in this case, it looked like he wanted to destroy this woman, and he didn't think about the consequences as related to his life, because that's the way a lot of females think, is they act on their feelings without thinking about the consequences. And that's probably what happened in this case right here. Now, when I look at this whole case, again, I don't see it as an isolated incident. I see it as a horrific act of violence and a precursor to a season of the Simp, a season where we're going to see a real-life horror movie transpiring on these streets. And this is why you have to be careful out there and keep your head on a swivel, because the least little incident and you could wind up becoming a victim of the violence of these real-life Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees that are on these streets right now. If you'd like to learn more about the dysfunctional behavior of these beta males and the spectrum of violent behaviors they participate in, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And you can also pick up The Man Crisis on Amazon.com and Smashwords right now, and the Smashwords affiliates like Barnes & Noble and the iBookstore. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.